So did you see my my interactive YouTube keyboard?
I saw the post, but I didn't watch it.
So I'm really excited about it.
What is the interactive keyboard?
Okay, so basically I needed a way for my students to be able to interact with my lessons on Melody. So in order to make things really easy, I was trying to come up with a solution for people to play the degrees of the C major scale, you know, so 1 through 8. And I came across this article that told me that if you use the numbers, yeah, I see them. If you use certain numbers, or you just use numbers on any YouTube video, it'll skip to that part in the video. So like 1 skips to 10% in the video, 2 skips to 20% in the video. So what I decided to do was make a video that has the note C
On the certain times.
exactly. So
That's cool.
at 10% C comes in, and at 80% the highest C, that the octave comes in, and all the notes in between of the major scale. So I mean, you can't play stuff that's chromatic or anything, but it's
I don't know what that means.
chromatic is short for all the colors, chroma. It just means every note, like all the white keys and black keys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you can only play major scale, but with the major scale, 1 octave, you can play a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
And so like if you enter in 1 1 5 5 6 6 5, you know, there you go. That's your twinkle twinkle. You can also go 1 5 5 4 3 4 3 2 2 1 2 3, and you're playing Top Gun.
I don't know that song either.
You didn't watch Top Gun?
I did watch Top Gun, but it was a long time ago.
Anyway, so that's the interactive YouTube video.
Cool.
You should check it out.
Yeah.
ForeignLane.com.
Oh my gosh.
I had to figure out, it took a lot of thought. I had to figure out what to put in for 10% of the video.
Yeah.
And the last 20% of the video too, so that everything would line up the right way.
Wait, why did you make this video?
Well, because I have these song puzzles where they're like, you know, like any puzzle, you have some things that you have to solve, right? And so I give people numbers, like for example, 1 1 1 2 3, and they have to figure out the numbers that go and that tells them whether they're, depending on whether they get the answers right or wrong, it tells them if their ear and their understanding of the major scale is a finely tuned thing. Yeah, if they like really have worked it out. So you're supposed to be able to tell how high a note is, and not just whether a note is just some random note. You're supposed to try to guess how to play on a guitar. So you're supposed to know, hey, this note is higher, this note is lower, and not just higher or lower or staying the same, but how much higher or how much lower, that kind of thing.
So wait, so it's like you have this keyboard, and you is 1 always C, or you're changing
1 is
it up?
always C in this particular
In this
YouTube
video.
video.
Okay.
I could make another one, I guess, for
So it's
other
a puzzle
keys.
because, like,
It's a puzzle because I'll give them numbers. Certain numbers are given,
okay.
and when you play those numbers in that order, it'll remind you of a familiar tune. So if
it's actually it's a puzzle YouTube piano.
No. The YouTube video
It's
is
just
just
a
the piano.
Okay.
But I had to find a way to make people easily play these song puzzles. Yeah.
So you normally ask them these questions, like figure out the numbers to the song.
Exactly.
But then
yeah.
it's for them an easier way. If they don't have a piano at home, then
Yeah.
they can use this too.
Or you know, if they're not super familiar with all the different ways to play scale patterns on a guitar, they don't need it. They just need to be in front of their computer. And they'll be watching these videos ideally anyway.
But they could only use it
on their
for,
laptops.
they could only use it for songs that are in the major scale.
In a major key, that's correct. Well, not necessarily just C, because any song in a major key, you can transpose it and it'll still be the same song. Like,
Sure.
Happy Birthday to You is still...
But they would need to know what transposing means.
No, they wouldn't, because they're not actually listening to recordings or samples of these songs. They're just playing the numbers I tell them to play. And that those numbers will sound like the tune that they know, regardless of what key the original was in. So if I play 5, 3, 1, 3, 5, 8, that's the Star Spangled Banner. And I think Star Spangled Banner is usually in B flat, but when you play in the key of C, it's not like it's not the Star Spangled Banner.
Right, I understand.
Yeah. So when I tell them to play 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 5, 8, and then they have to figure out what comes next, eventually the students will get the hang of it and they'll go 10, 9, 8, 3, sharp 4, 5, you know, like that.
So how far does your keyboard go?
The keyboard only goes from 1 through 8, so it's best used for examples that are 1 octave. It's very limited, you know what I mean? It's very limited in terms of how wide melody as a subject can be, but it's not that limited when you think about all the different possibilities you have with 8 notes. You just have like a ton of possibilities there, right? Obviously, like when people write songs or they write melodies, they're not thinking with those constraints. But for a student, you know, you can play quite. I've got like at least 12 examples that are in 1 octave of the major key of the major scale, that are all ready to go. I put a link also in the video description. So, how are those wings?
Good. I've been sitting there for a bit.
Oh, they must have cooked them right before we called them. Right after we called them.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Oh, it's pretty cool.
I don't know. Life. Life's pretty cool.
Are you still recording?
Uh-huh.